Today, we're going to explore this question. Why do some people, some migrants, feel so self-entitled that when they go to a foreign country, they don't have to go there. They consciously make a decision to leave their country behind, leave their people behind in search of better life. So they go to another country. And then when they go to that country, they start demanding the natives to change their way just so they can feel welcomed. Why do some people do that? So we're going to explore that question, okay? And I'm going to show you some videos of Muslims who will demonstrate why they behave like spoiled brats when it comes to migrants. I mean, there's no other migrant community that behaves like this. Have a look at this. This Muslim man is upset when he sees a restaurant in London that says no halal food. Have a look.
How can I be walking around Hammersmith and I see this on a shop? Proudly non-halal. Yeah, this shop needs to get packed in.
This shop needs to get packed, meaning someone needs to come and vandalize this shop. He's openly saying it. And look, not even hiding his face. This is how brazen they think they are. This is how untouchable they think they are. He sees a tiny little subtext there. It says sings whatever, sings dhaba. And it says proudly non-halal, which can easily be ignored. But no, he is getting offended by that.
Proudly non-halal, yeah? Guys, find this shop. It's in Hammersmith.
Find this shop, guys. If you don't want non-halal food, why do you need to find it? You want to go in there and try some food? No. He's telling people to come and vandalize it.
Business needs to go away. How can
this business needs to go away. And this obviously is the restaurant of Harman Singh, this guy. Obviously, a lot of people accuse him of agitating and provoking the Muslim community. Even that is the case. Even that is the case. It should be allowed. We should not be afraid to say that we don't serve halal food because halal food means halal slaughter, which is cruelty to animals. We don't like that. We don't serve it. We should be able to say that. But for some reason, we're not allowed to say a lot of things, do a lot of things. We cannot criticize Islam without being accused of an Islamophobe, which most of us don't really care. But these people start actively campaigning against Islam critics and they jeopardize our security. We have to take good care in hiding our identity, hiding our information. But 30, 40 years ago, this didn't used to be the case. This didn't used to be the case. Salman Rushdie wrote a book back in 1989. I know the then Ayatollah Khamenei issued a fatwa against his life. And it was very difficult to hunt him down at that point because Muslims were not that numerous in number. But eventually they got him. So why do we have these people? Why do we have these people who feel so self-entitled? Look at this woman. Look at this couple. Listen to them.
I was struggling to pray at the amusement park, and
We don't care. We don't care.
this happened.
We don't care. Actually, that's good that it happened.
This place used to have a multi-faith room here, but it's gone now. So
Well done. Whoever did it, well done. Deserves a pay raise.
now we had to look for a secluded place to pray, and we found this. We had to now look for the direction of prayer, of course. But then we realized this place had music playing.
This place had got music playing, so you need to get rid of music from the parks as well.
It would have been a really nice place to pray if there was no music.
So our search continued until we found this place. They actually moved the prayer room to here now. This was perfect. They eat.
Absolutely. Why do we do this? This is why we do it. We keep bending over backwards for these people. We keep giving them special privileges and allowances. And as a result, they keep demanding more and more. This actually creates a culture, guys. This creates a culture. When these people are literally begging in front of Western democracies in their home countries, they're literally begging, please let us in. We'll do anything. I'll drive taxi. I'll clean toilets. I'll do anything. Please let us in. We're like, okay, let us in. And then to the natives, our politicians said they will integrate and assimilate. They integrate really well into our welfare program. And they run a lot of underground industries where they don't have to pay tax, a lot of untaxed business. But they don't assimilate. They don't take up any values of the country they have migrated to. In fact, that's where we went wrong. So our politicians lied to us. They said they will integrate and assimilate. The sales pitch was completely different. But then in the end, this is what we got. And we didn't stop there. They didn't stop there. They said, okay, give them prayer rooms. Okay, they want to blare shrieks of Allahu Akbar on loudspeakers like this. Why? Why do we allow this? Imagine all those people living in that neighborhood. I know this is East London. I think 60-70% of them are Bengalis. But what about other non-Muslims there? What about them? I don't want to hear it. But our pathetic politicians they just keep surrendering to them. Have a look at this. This is Canada. This is Canada. There are over 100 mosques in Toronto, but they decided to pray in the middle of a busy street, blocking commuters and essential services like ambulances and fire trucks. Why? And we're giving them protection too. Why? Why do they do this? Why do they do this? Okay, I'll give you the answer at the end. But why do we allow this? Why? Have a look at this. Today, a group of Muslims prayed next to the Ministry of Defense facing the Iraq and Afghanistan memorial. They're making a statement because the UK was involved in the US's war on terror and against Iraq. These people are not loyal to the UK. They're loyal to their Muslim brothers in Iraq and Afghanistan and the entire Muslim world. As you have seen that in the wake of the Israel-Palestine war. Look at this. As I have said before, choosing to pray in this way in public is a political act. It is a social statement. And yes, it is an act of domination. We are here. Come and stop us if you can. Anybody who understands Islamism like I do, and I've been telling you for a very long time, that's why Nick Timothy, a Conservative MP for West Suffolk, knows what he's talking about. Understands that the domination of public spaces is part of the modus operandi. It is done so Islamists can show who is in charge, and this serves as a great recruitment opportunity for them. When a lot of these confused teenage Muslims see this, when they see Tommy Robinson, they say, oh, it's an attack on us. When it's not an attack on them as individuals, it's an attack on their culture. But people feel more attached to their natural ancestral cultural identity, which is why people say that multiculturalism doesn't work. No matter who you are, you bring them in, they will always be loyal to their home and ancestral culture. The only people who are not allowed to do that are the white people. But no more, it's changing. So they do that so to show other Muslims and the wider public that the authorities will bend to their will. That's correct as well. There is quite obviously no need to pray here. The decision to do so is symbolic and pointed. It is not welcome. We have freedom of religion in this country, which is not why there are mosques. But we are not a Muslim country, and this is not welcome. It should be stopped, and we need to start deporting these people. Because as I said, I have often said, they don't stop there. What happened? You let them have halal slaughter practices, yeah? You look the other way. You told PATA not to say anything. Actually, PATA is a lefty organization. They will fine you if you're cruel to your dog, or if it's a white abattoir, if it's a native person's abattoir, where they have used a dodgy stun gun, they will fine them. They'll make hoo-ha about this. But when it comes to Muslims, oh, it's okay. Let them have it. Please, aren't they cute? It was okay. And it makes perfect sense. The West or the wider Western society ignored that early on because it wasn't happening in plain sight. Their numbers were small. They were not as aggressive and hostile as they are now. They were not in the public eye as much as they are today. That's why more and more people are waking up and saying, no, enough is enough. Look at this. So you gave them, you looked the other way, you allowed them to be cruel to animals, you allowed them to act aggressively when it comes to their opposition to dogs in parks. You told them that it's okay, you do this to your women, treat them as second and third class citizens, dress them up in bin bags. Do you know how high is the rate of domestic violence amongst Muslims? I know some women who work in women refuge centers, and every second or third woman is a Muslim, either from Afghanistan, Pakistan, Bangladesh, or a lot of people from North Africa and Sub-Saharan Africa. And they get priority upgraded. So when they want a place because their husband is abusive, they have a separate queue. They get priority housing for life. They can't even speak English. They don't add anything. They have indefinite leave to remain, or they are on spouse visas. So it is what it is. So anyway, nobody said anything. Our governments opened up their purses, which are powered by your taxpayer pounds. And you look the other way again. We didn't do anything about it. We didn't make any hoo-ha about it. This alone should be enough for the Westerners to say, nah, we're not going to tolerate this. This part alone, this alone should be, nope, we're not going to tolerate this. And it's not just us. Look at this. They're doing that in Japan as well, which explains why we are seeing so many Japanese anti-Islam Japanese activists. I am flabbergasted, guys. I had no idea what was happening in Japan. Suddenly, I started seeing Japanese activists they started posting these videos showing, obviously, attacking their new Prime Minister Takaichi because she apparently has opened up Japan for all kinds of migrants, mostly Muslims. Isn't that amazing? Every country Muslims go to, the natives suddenly find what the hell is going on. We don't want this. Why don't they want this? But who allows this? But wherever you look, there is a liberal person who is covering for them. Look at this woman. Look at this woman. It's in German, so there's no point in playing this video, but I'll trust the caption and I'll tell you what the caption says. The caption says, this woman is saying, I am sick of racism. I feel safer next to this Muslim man than to a right-wing, white supremacist, racist German man. This is what she's saying. I cannot believe this madness, because how many times we've shown you videos of similar women getting abused, assaulted by these very people. It's just mind-boggling. Let me show you this. Actually, this is from Germany. I think this is good. Okay, this is good. This is not a white supremacist, German nationalist doing these things. Have a look at this. In Hall.
In Halle sind 4 Mädchen Opfer.
I'll read the subtitles because it's in German. In Hall, 4 girls became victims of sexual violence as reported by the police. Consequently, 2 of the girls were admitted to the hospital, where 2 received outpatient treatment. According to the current findings, there is no life-threatening danger, but they've been scarred for life. I hate it when the authorities try to water it down by saying that. I know that this piece of information is important, that there are no life-threatening injuries, because obviously, if they're physically damaged to the point where they can never recover or they might die, that's obviously a critical piece of information. But that is not enough. My point is, it's not enough. Just like a couple of days ago in Burnley, another British-born Pakistani man randomly stabbed a 17-year-old girl in the neck. The police said there are no life-changing injuries. I was like, sorry, as though that makes it any better. I guess maybe it does slightly, but it's better is not the right word. It makes it slightly less worse, I guess, than being crippled for life, than being dead forever. Undermine, the girls were administered substances affecting consciousness, such as date rape drugs. The incident reportedly took place inside an apartment within an apartment building in the south of Hall, Howley. The police have identified 4 suspects, all of whom are minor between the ages of 13 and 16. This is what we're seeing everywhere, all across the West, in Australia too. Organized Middle Eastern gangs are having Sharia raids on nightclubs and pubs and strip clubs and brothels in Melbourne. And who are they using? African kids between the ages of 13 and 15, because they can't be tried as adults and they will avoid long-term sentences. This is why I tell you, our laws, Western laws, are not designed to deal with this problem. These people are collectively bringing down the compassion level of our society. You have to lower your compassionate gauge. You have to. You can't show compassion to these kids, because in the West we think, oh, kids are kids. We have to be, compassionate towards them. We have to go to the root causes. No, because we have brought in people from cultures where they have witnessed extreme brutality. They're traumatized for life. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if these kids have seen their uncle getting chopped or hacked into different pieces while he's watching like this. He's traumatized forever. He has seen his father beat the absolute crap out of his mother right before his eyes, and he couldn't do anything about it. So what's going to happen? He's going to take it out on ordinary people. These people are scarred mentally. They're not mentally fit to be in the West, even if they're born here, because their parents weren't born here. They are bringing in their horrible cultural practices. In the south of Hall, the police have identified 4 suspects, all of whom are minor between the ages of 13 and 16. The 3 suspects who have reached the age of criminal responsibility, aged 14 and 16, were taken into temporary custody. The police are continuing their investigations. All of them are probably migrants. And this woman, what was this woman? And this woman was saying, I feel safer next to this man. Actually, no, this is not even the kind of video that I wanted to show you. Let me show you the actual video. Look at this. Look at this. This just happened in Switzerland. This Muslim, she said, I feel safer next to him. You know what? I actually feel safer next to a white ethnonet than these people. Because an ethnonet might tell me that, hey, you know what? I don't like you in my country. You might be a good person, but you need to go, blah, blah, blah. He's not going to start bashing me at this stage, at least. We're not there yet. Because our societal pendulum is still a bit to the left. And it should be brought a little bit to the right, okay? Not that far right where people like us start getting belted on the streets, but it's not there yet. Nowhere near that yet. Everyone is capable of showing violence. Everyone. So don't tell me, I'm not going to say that, oh, white ethnonas will never be violent, but they're scared right now. They are not committing. They're not the ones who are randomly stabbing people on the streets. We just saw a little hint of that in Northern Ireland. Okay, just saw a little hint of that. Those are the forces that can be unleashed if we don't change course, if we don't fix course. We don't course correct. Sorry, that's the right phrase. Look at this. This is a Muslim. She feels safer next to him. I bet if she was here, she'd be one of these people. You know, look, these oblivious people. They have no idea what's going on. She's got her headphones on. The guy is screaming Allahu Akbar. He's carrying a knife. He randomly stabbed a few people. These guys are just lucky. Pure luck of the draw. They didn't get stabbed. He eventually got arrested. So let me tell you why Muslims are becoming more and more brazen. Why you give them an inch that take a mile and then they still don't stop there. Well, I don't have to tell you why they're like that. Listen to a Muslim scholar, what he has to say.
When the Prophet ﷺ, yes, came, he did not ask himself, do I assimilate within Mecca, yeah, or do I separate? No, he has a paradigm shift. He never thought of this question because he knows that he is coming to deliver a message to the people of Mecca first, then to the entire humanity. Okay? And that is very clear from the life of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and that's why he was saying, "Atba'uni, follow me, you follow me." I was selected to lead the humanity, not to be led by the humanity. So this was the life of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and that's why when he felt that the people of Mecca, they are rejecting his da'wah, he moved sallallahu alaihi wasallam to.
So just to cut long story short, in case you didn't understand, so you're basically saying when Muhammad migrated from Mecca to Medina, he migrated not to assimilate, he migrated to tell the world what is a true religion, i.e. Islam. Islam is a true religion. So I didn't come to assimilate, I came to make people assimilate into my ideology. That is the mindset. And when woke, lefty, lunatic idiots tell you that, oh, the nice people integrate, assimilate, it's the white man you have to worry about. They have no freaking idea what they're talking about. They have no idea what they're dealing with. The true manifestation of what that cleric just said is this. Listen to this guy. Listen to this guy. He's been in Germany for 3 years, and he's saying, I hate everyone. Germany is a country of infidels. I don't care they accepted me as a refugee. A Muslim who doesn't accept me is a million times better than a non-Muslim who accepts me, who takes pity on me, who says, okay, here, free house for you. Here's some pocket money for you. We're going to punish our own people just so we can be nice to you, so you can accept us as nice people. After doing all of that, they still freaking hate you.
مرتاح بألمانيا بالله عليك؟ لا والله. أنت مرتاح؟ ليش ما أنت مرتاح؟ بلاد كفر شلون مرتاح؟ بلاد كفر مو؟ نعم.
Uncomfortable. German taxpayers are paying for his housing, clothing, food at the expense of native Germans, and they're still not happy.
من أي ناحية بلاد كفر يعني بس فهمنا
من أي ناحية بلاد كفر؟
نأتي العالم تفهمها الأنبياء عالم يقول لك هذول استقبلونا
And the worst part is they're not even hiding it.
هذا المسلمين ما استقبلتنا.
هي بلاد كفر وحتى إذا استقبلتنا.
حتى إذا استقبلونا.
إيه.
يعني حتى إذا استقبلنا الألمان يظل كافر.
نعم.
أنت متأكد من هذا الكلام؟
متأكد من هذا.
ومقتنع منه؟ والله على راسي أنا ما أعرف شو أقول لك. حلو بس ما دامك مقتنع فهذه شغلتك.
مقتنع. كافر الكافر كافر.
الكافر كافر.
نعم.
طيب أريد أسألك سؤال. أي الأحسن المسلم اللي ما يستقبلك ولا الكافر اللي يستقبلك؟
شلون يعني؟
Or at least he thought about it.
المسلم
اللي ما يفوتك على بيته ولا الكافر اللي يفوتك على بيته ويطعميك ويشربك؟ أي الأحسن؟ المسلم.
نعم.
والله؟
ايوه.
راسي والله.
This is why Wayne Broadhurst was stabbed. Actually, no, a slightly different case. But these are the people you're dealing with, guys. These are the people you're dealing with. And the left is still telling you that there's something wrong with you. So those people who are not accepting these people, i.e. asylum seekers, and then obviously we'll extend the net to other people as well, because it's not just asylum seekers who are doing these things. The Muslim cleric that I showed you, his audience are Western Muslims. Wake up, wake up. Don't give them anything. Well, you tried it. How did that end? Do Muslims say, hey, we love the West? Muslims have more rights in the West than their home countries. They're allowed to speak up day in, day out against Western society, against Western governments. They're allowed to protest. You know, have you ever seen those pro-Pali protests in the UAE, in Saudi Arabia, in Pakistan, in Bangladesh? No, because they knew that this crap is going to go on for years. It's not worth it. What's the point of protesting in Dubai or Karachi or Riyadh? But they do that every weekend in the West, disrupt our lives. We've got nothing to do with that in Australia. Australia has no sway over Israel, but they do it. They got more rights in the West, yet they hate the West. I'm sorry. I'm not Christian. I don't believe in love your enemy. I don't believe in turn the other cheek. I say, yeah, you know what I mean.